champion pools of Arvoinen.
Really afraid to have to deal with any of these three. Avoinen surely still quite happy. Has his set open, has his Gragas open. Kazuya fighting over that champion pool with him.
And Jace gets picked first, of course, because like that's just always a good champion. It's an all-round good champion. You could put him anywhere. Jungle, mid lane, Baron lane, it doesn't matter. It's just always going to be a worthy champion. Oh, it's Akshan again! It's a first pick, Akshan. Now, that I find interesting.
Doubling down the Akshan.
Wow, crazy.
But there are quite a few options up. Assassins, for example.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like now Stamina has the opportunity to counter out an Akshan the way they like. But the question is, how do you truly counter out an Akshan? Is it going to be with the Assassins? Like, I would say with the Assassins to kill out an Akshan so you don't have to deal with them anymore. But there comes the Shen, which is a counter to the Assassins, right? Like if Akshan gets dived, boom, instant Shen ultimate and he gets saved.
Plenty of safety, plus he has the auto-attack immunity, so it's very difficult to take down the Shen paired together with the Akshan. With Stamina going for the late game option themselves.
Yeah, right. The question is Stamina... Oh, there is the set support as well. The question is Stamina gonna try to out late game Unsold Stuff Gaming this game? I mean, how interesting would that be? It's like a whole reverse draft. It's a Jax and a Jax and a set on Stamina, and it's the Kha'Zix on Unsold Stuff Gaming.
And now they will play into USG's strengths. Stamina taking a direct challenge. And USG banning away some of the remaining champion pool in the bottom side. Varus removed as well.
I love to see that. Yeah, Gomelo's Varus look very scary. Unsold Stuff doesn't want to be dealing with that. So, it's like, if this is two late game competitions against each other, is this going to be like a, what, like a 30-minute game? I mean, when you're playing Unsold Stuff Gaming's playstyle, this is going to be a long game.
To be fair, Unsold Stuff kind of won the second game.
That was a special game.
Pretty early with the late game composition, so maybe something different here for the sim.
No one saw that one coming. Like, no one saw that one coming, that Unsold Stuff could do that. So the fact that we know that they can do that now, maybe that has ignited their passion to pick a little more, you know, early game as well, and, you know, adapt their playstyle a little bit. That's the Gragas ban. Corki has been left open all the way as well, and Corki is going to help Unsold Stuff Gaming fight for those objectives as well, because of that package, of course.
I mean, if you kind of stretch your imagination here and say that the Lux pick is the Lux ban is a support ban, we're looking at six support bans. Yeah, that's 6 support bans, which is crazy. Really
because Unsold Stuff Gaming still hasn't picked their support yet. Stamina obviously has that set, which could be flexed into the support, so they're fine. Ooh, and there is the Ashe as well.
A very interesting choice, bringing that in. Their backs against the wall, 1-to-1 now.
Stamina wants to engage fully. Like they have that Ashe, they want to Ashe ult, they want to use that. They want to use that set ult, and then they want to engage with the Jace as well. They have to pick a very good follow-up, however, because I feel Stamina doesn't have quite enough follow-up yet. So I'm expecting a very soft Fiora. It's not what I was thinking, especially because Stamina is playing a full AD composition right now into the set and into a potential Alistar, Leona, very like. This is a full AD comp that Stamina has drafted. I never liked those.
Seems like Stamina wants to try and isolate a side lane, go off by themselves, but like you've mentioned, it is easy now for USG to stack up resistances against them.
Just pick a tank right now. That's what Unsold Stuff has to do. Pick a tank, buy armor. There it is, the Alistar. I called it. I got it. See? Easy. It's like the easiest draft ever. Pick the Alistar, buy armor, and you win the game. This game, like the draft is in heavy favor of Unsold Stuff Gaming. But now the question is the gameplay gonna be as well?
We want to see what Stamina have in store for us. I mean, they have incredible pop-off potential, incredible carry potential if the Fiora gets a hit, if the Jax gets a hit. But a lot of ifs.
I don't think they can do it. You know, Stamina took the first game very convincingly, but I think they completely screwed up with that Fiora pick. Sure, Fiora does true damage, but no, this is not it. Like the Alistar, the Shen, these champions are going to be absolutely unkillable right now.
Whereas on the side of USG, they went into game 1, struggled, but in game number 2, picked up the pace, picked up the tempo, and we get to see a run it back on the auction.
So even the squishies, they could be going for armor in this game.
So Stamina need to get the game going before the opponents have a chance to respond as we move into game number 3. Flash in from Avoidant with the Ignite as well.
No, but even if that hits, what does that do? That's just that's just over-aggressive. We talked about Stamina having to be aggressive, but let's say that one hit. What? Then what? What is Gomelo gonna do on the Ashe? Just a waste of the Ignite, waste of the Flash from Arvoinen, and this opens up the opportunity for Kaz on that Alistar to get a kill as well on the lane.
And my goodness, Sirius into this matchup against Tatsuki. Tatsuki doing such an amazing job zoning away the Jace. A genuinely lane-dominant champion, now suffering at the hands of the Akshan.
It honestly feels like Stamina is falling apart a little bit. They're like kind of desperately trying to get kills in this early game. It feels like they already kind of know they screwed up the draft. So it's interesting to see what they're going to try to do in this game. And whenever Kaz reaches level 2, he can do some crazy flash combos to try and get a kill on Stamina. Because Avoidant doesn't have a flash. Here, he could do it.
Okay.
He could do it. There he goes. He does it.
Gets in, flashes in, gets the headbutt. They're not trying to take down Gomelo where they can, but he's taking a lot of damage in the process. Both sides trading, but Kaz starts to move away first.
Did Kaz just not upgrade his second ability? Is that what happened? Why did he not push anyone back? That was a free kill for Unsold Stuff Gaming. That was exactly what he had to do. Flash combo with your first ability, but he didn't push anyone back. What happened? That should have been a free kill.
The Zing spotted. Threes backing away. Turret taking a beating to Stamina.
Oh, and that's a really good rotation from Blazing Arbor because he's making Threes lose some farm right here.
But Threes ultimately will be able to get most of it back. Meanwhile, Mike gets to have his time moving into the enemy jungle, trying to steal the buff away.
And this is what Mai wants. He just wants to have a nice and chill jungle, farm up, take the enemy jungle, take the scuttle, farm up, get level 5, get your items, and that's it. This is exactly, yet again, Unsold Gaming's game plan. And Kaz has actually been rotating right here. Alistar is sitting on the top side of the map.
Yeah. Come over to the top side while he's still level 2, mind you.
That's funny, right? He's like, he wants to counter that aggression. Unfortunately, it didn't really work out too well for him. He's behind 300 gold right now. But ooh, Tatsuki looking for some damage.
Doing such an amazing job in the meanwhile.
In the meantime.
In the meantime. He just is a very good Akshan.
Oh yeah, he's a very good Akshan. And right now, if you look at the jungle difference as well, this is what you want to do as a Kha'Zix against the Jax. Mai, sitting on a comfortable 300 gold lead. And when Kha'Zix is ahead of a Jax, he can very, very easily win those 1v1s. He can very, very easily invade as long as his team follows up, which an Akshan can do, because Akshan can push waves very, very easily. So Unsold Stuff Gaming is in a very comfortable position right now with their composition.
I mean, what is happening here with Kaz? He's just not going back to lane. He's just constantly trying to match up with Avoidant, giving space over, trying to get the catch on the Tatsuki, but Tatsuki with a flash away. Suddenly there's nothing that can be done. Trying to join in with the Stand United. Into the mid-side, Lark going on to Avoidant. This is the flash taunt though.
That was a bit of a miscommunication by Unsold Stuff Gaming because Tatsuki flashed away while Lark was ulting towards him. So Tatsuki would have never died. If Tatsuki had not flashed away, they would have probably gotten a double kill right there. So a bit of a miscommunication right there. Like when he played that cameo, he showed that skill. And right here, it's going to be a 4 versus 4 during the Rift Herald. Ooh, actually, Tatsuki is roaming around. So Unsold Stuff Gaming is going to be the proactive team. They're going to be going for this Rift Herald.
Yeah, USG going to the Rift Herald first. Kaz is going to start it up with the rest of his team now coming in tow. Tatsuki is a little bit further away, but is near his team
Another miss!
Enchanted Crystal Arrow would not find his mark for now, but Avoidant starts to move in. Gets knocked up, Kaz gets it. Coming in with the taunt, they need a little bit more damage to finish off Avoidant, and they find him so very quickly. With Death now in a bad spot, the Exhaust taking him down. Phosphorus Braum, big one, misses. And gives Swift Death the chance to run away.
Stamina is falling apart right now, and Tatsuki is looking for more.
I mean, Zing just used his counter-strike.
Oh, he's dead.
So could take a lot of damage, Tatsuki. He's also in a bad spot, getting chased after. Stand United now coming through. Gomelo and Sirius both chasing after him. They want to finish off a kill here if they can, but Zing jumps in over the wall with the counter-strike, finishes off Tatsuki here. Now Luck left alone, Kaz is running to his rescue.
And meanwhile, top lane turret is dead as well. This is what Unsold Stuff has to do. They're losing the fight though.
They do manage to run back in. Kaz running for his life with them trying to chase after to get the stun onto the Fiora, knocked him back on the turret, but unable to hit the taunt, and so Lark gets hit by the Enchanted Crystal Arrow and dies on the turret.
And that's finally an Ash Arrow hit, and you can see it. Ash Arrow hit, boom, kill. That's all Gomelo has to do. He has to hit those Ash Arrows, because if he doesn't, his team cannot engage. Like, their full composition is revolved around that Ash, so if you can't hit an arrow, you're not gonna win team fights.
USG with a almost really good fight there. Unfortunately, it does seem like Lark will fall at the end despite Kaz's efforts to save him.
Oh yeah, definitely. And here that was a beautiful set ultimate. Stamina set them up for a good fight, but yeah, there is the Alistar ultimate. It will tank up everything. They weren't able to get any kill up until that ultimate from Gomelo. You hit that one on Lark, and boom! That is where you get the kills from.
Very nice little pickup there. We'll get them a little closer towards the game, towards the tied game here, but USG move on to the Dragon here. Kaz over by the back, trying to zone them out. Will recall finally.
And Lazing is trying to compensate by getting a turret for it. Not quite sure if he can... Another Ash Arrow. I mean, at this point, it's inexcusable. You gotta be able to hit those Ash Arrows.
Desperately need the arrows to land. Stamina are trying to look for a cross-map
They didn't get anything. They didn't get anything. Stamina didn't get anything from that. And right here you can see Unsold stuff just constantly pushing their lead, even putting down the Rift Herald, and might even take that mid lane turret. But Unsold stuff took the Dragon, they defended the turret, they took the first turret as well, and they're just taking everything right now.
Being able to find a lead in the early game.
Yeah.
Will Stamina continue to scale up. They do have some damage, but the mid game is where they peak without any magic damage. Late game seems difficult.
Yeah, late game seems impossible to me because, yeah, you can already see Lark on that Shen, he's building armor, right? Like, and interestingly, actually, no one went for armor boots. Now, the explanation is because they're up against an Ashe. They know they're up against a full AD composition, but they actually prioritize the tenacity just so they don't get caught by the Ashe, which makes sense, right? But what I actually would have expected to see is getting armor boots plus a stasis enchant, because you can still stasis and survive, or a Quicksilver enchant. Armor boots just provide infinite value this game, so interesting that they actually all choose to go for the tenacity boots.
Yeah, just trying to pick up a little bit of tenacity here. I'm assuming for some of these fights, but you can't start to see tenacity make a difference.
There you can see why, yeah. There you can see why. If he didn't have those tenacity boots, he would have probably died right there.
Avoided, flashes in, gets a showstopper, manages to pull Lark back in. Lark once again, subject of Stamina's aggression.
With that, just showing his mechanical prowess. Ooh, Gomelo barely surviving that one. But with that, showing that he should be playing the champions like the Camille, like the Fiora, that takes so many, like, such good mechanics. He can pull all of that off very easily.
It is a support for another support's engage.
Oh, yeah.
One on the top side, one on the mid side, but I'm looking towards with Def here. He's up in the
that's
top
the
end, serious. Gets knocked out, Cass looking for a fight here, but the turret will go down in that time. That is the focus.
Oh yeah, and Unsold Stuff Gaming is pushing their advantage very, very well right here. But on the opposite side of the map, it's Withstat that's pushing the turret.
Yeah, and he's gonna get it. Lark cannot stop him.
He cannot stop him. Not sure why he's trying to fight him.
But there's no mana on with Dev.
Another miss. Come on, Gomelo. You gotta hit those. I know the nerfs are on, but you gotta hit those. If he would have hit that one, that could have been a potential kill for Withstat as well.
Would have been tough, but Gomelo would have been nice nonetheless. Rift Herald now up against Stamina, trying to regain some control here. With Def is going to recall, pick up the Proto Belt. He also has the Howlbreaker now. 2 items completed.
Oh, and Jax goes in. The Leasing is trying to go for something. You can see how much damage that composition from Stamina can do if they actually do have a good engage. When the Jax goes in, stuns the enemy, gets a follow-up from the Jace with that empowered first ability. That's where they get their most damage from.
Rift Tower started up here. Stamina are trying to finish this one off quickly. USG moving in.
They're gonna go
by the back line, looking for an engage. Difficult though. Avoidant gets the pull back in, trying to take down Threes if he can. Threes goes into stasis, survives for now. Let's say dashing around, jumping around, hopping to his teammates, but still falls in the end. USG start to run. Stamina down, but Stamina get back under the turret. Avoidant pulls them in with the facebreaker, but the turret will go down to USG. But first, Sirius must go down with it.
Unsold Stuff Gaming is just unkillable. They lost the Rift Herald, but that composition is just absolutely unkillable. When you're playing against that full AD composition, Ashe is not gonna kill you. Ashe with one item is not gonna kill an Alistar and a Shen. No, and Unsold Stuff knows that. They give away the Rift Herald, but then they take a winning fight, and now they're taking another mid lane turret.
With Def can only stand and watch as USG will continue the tirade in the mid lane, taking down turret after turret.
This is crazy. This is crazy, yeah.
Mid game from USG.
Oh yeah, definitely. Here you can see it, right? Like, Stamina got that Rift Herald, but it doesn't matter. In the longer fights, Tatsuki is standing at a safe distance, dealing massive damage on that backline, and then it's Kaz going in on that Alistar, just tanking everything. Lark as well on that Shan. Just 2 tanks doing their job right here, and yeah, the damage dealers do the damage, the tanks tank the damage, and USG is just winning the game.
Stamina do manage to respond with the Rift Herald though. USG might be winning the game, but Stamina have a chance to pull back. If they can get with Def to a strong point, if they can have a good team fight.
This is such an important mid lane turret. We always talk about it. That first mid lane turret is one of the main objectives of the game. You take it, you open up the map. You don't take it, then the enemy can always escape to that mid lane turret. So seeing the map being opened up for both teams, it opens up opportunity for both, because if you do get caught out, you now don't have that mid lane turret to run away to anymore.
But you have to look towards USG side and how slippery they are, even without that mid lane turret. Stamina had a tough time locking them down. Maybe now that mid turret will be the difference. Maybe finally Stamina can take down USG.
And Unsold stuff starts this with confidence. Why? Because they have a Shen. Stamina cannot rotate to this. They cannot fight this. And Stamina knows that, right? Like they know, hey, we cannot out-rotate a Shen because Shen has that beautiful ultimate which can just go right through his teammates. So Stamina just takes it. Whatever. We lose a dragon, it's fine. I mean, it's not really fine, but they couldn't do anything about it. That's the problem that Stamina had right there.
They managed to pick up that dragon, and like you said, Stamina really couldn't do anything around these objectives.
And Corki package is not even packed up yet.
Exactly.
Corki package is still up.
You can still go back, grab it, especially if you want to play for the Baron now. The other Drake is coming up. Kaz is such a monstrous front line. Avoidant does a lot for his team, but with Kaz standing in the way, fighting around objectives is just not an option.
And with Stat is in that bot lane, and sure he has a hull breaker, but he's taking a risk right now. He's leaving his team alone next to this Baron, and USG could choose to start off this Baron with in a 4 versus 5 advantage, but it seems like they don't. They still just want to skill nicely to the late game. You know, this is their playstyle. They don't want to take too many risks, which is okay for them, but now it's actually going to be the opposite side. Lark is in the bot lane, but it doesn't matter. He has his ultimate, so if a fight happens, he's going to ult to them.
Absolutely.
What is that?
Enchanted Crystal Arrow misses out once again. The fight split onto two fronts, so you have to watch out for Tatsuki first because Kaz alone with him will fight the 4 versus 2. Looking for the ultimate out from Locke to join in with the rest of his team. But with that finds the first kill of the fight. Luting trades back his life on the other end as well. Tatsuki starts to dash in. He has the hook, gets to join back into the fight. Avoidant tries to pull them back away. But it's Threes that trades in with another kill.
My man, Gomelo, what is happening? And Tatsuki goes further.
That's an aggressive move. Tatsuki walks in. He gets to kill the Gomelo.
Wow. Tatsuki on the Rakshan. Is this now going to be a target ban against him? Because they may win this game, and our team is going to be target banning the Rakshan. This guy is crazy. He plays the craziest champion. He's the only guy that plays Akshan. He's the only person that plays Veigar. Like, he has a very unique champion pool.
Absolutely.
Oh,
Baron
this is
started
a
up
bit
by
risky
USG.
though.
Teleport could be picked up by Luting. He could join to the fight. He's respawned now. He does not, on the other hand. Baron going down very quickly. Mai should be able to secure this. He does manage to do so in time. Dashing away, Tatsuki is still alive, but Sirius hot on his tail trying to chase after. Watch out for the shock blast, and he gets it. He takes him down. Sirius tries to chase. Sirius tries to run. Mai on the chase gets the kill in the end.
And Unsold stuff secures that Baron, and they have it on 4 people right now. This is huge from Unsold stuff. The base is already kind of cracked open from Stamina. All USG really needs is just getting one inhibitor turret to apply a lot of pressure, set up for the Elder Dragon, and just win the game.
That Elder Drake is the next thing USG signs, but they still have the Baron. They can do so much with it in the meantime.
And as we look into this replay, we can see Lazing got caught by 3 people from Unsold stuff. And while Kaz on that Alistar did die on the top side, it doesn't matter because Lazing on that Jax, which is one of the main damage carries from Stamina, just died. Which means the fight is very easy to play for USG. They just flank, they turret dive, and they win the game. And like this is just such a disaster for Stamina because their draft is so, it's just not working out. And wow, there is an Ash Arrow which didn't work again.
Kaz just pops his ultimate. It's an ultimate trade here. The package burnt here by Threes.
The Ashe is just not working right now. Unfortunately, Gomelo is just missing every single arrow, and USG is just doing such a good job frontlining Ashe arrows as well, because it's either the Shen or the Alistar that's getting hit all the time.
A good idea, but difficult to run in execution. USG starting to bring the minion waves in. They have a topside wave starting to come forward. Oh, they're going to focus on the bot side for now.
Oh, and that's a whole breaker Akshan on the top side, by the way.
Avoidant with a desperate pull tries to look for a re-engage here. Mai in the backline along with Lazing as he tries to walk in with a counter-strike, but quickly taken out. USG primed to take this win over Stamina.
USG does it. They make the comeback. They are killing off every single run right now.
1-1 the series. Stamina start off with the first point in. But USG pull back with game number 2 and are this close to a game number 3 win.
But are they going to be able to finish it right now? They are looking for it.
Fortification ending soon on the Nexus is taking damage with that must make a captain's play. Stand and fight against USG, but the Nexus down to 300 health and finished off in time. USG close it out 2-1.
They did it. They made the comeback. They changed their playstyle. Exactly what they had to do. They didn't stick to their strengths. No, they adapted. They played aggressively in that early game and they just won against Stamina.
And USG do it in such a fashion with the Akshan pulled out twice. Stamina, they had a good showing, had a good run. Yeah, but that is not going to be enough, not in front of the faces of USG, in the face of USG's aggressive late game composition, a very strange sentence